Welcome to the Master Your Roles podcast. This show will teach you, the entrepreneur, the time management skills you need to be joyful, productive, and fulfilled in all areas of life. This is your host, Scott Snow. Today we're going to talk about a very important subject in personal productivity, and that is the successful management and completion of large projects. Managing large projects can be very stressful. We often underestimate the time required, then wait until the last minute to get started. Most of us don't have a timeline to stay on track with our deadline, and we don't have a system to follow through. When I took a close look at my most rewarding projects in the past, I realized they naturally moved through 7 stages. Whether you want to launch a business, write a book, or create an online course, this system will help you succeed with your project. The stages of project management are: 1. Identify the spark. 2. Gather. 3. Brainstorm. 4. Structure. 5. Action. 6. Refine. And 7. Celebrate. In general, I think of the image of a roller coaster as the format to this my own project management system, where the first few stages, identify the spark and gather and brainstorm and structure, lead you up to the top of the hill, and then the last 3, the action, bring you down to the bottom of the roller coaster. So it's that buildup of all this material that you need, and the structure and the ideas, and then having all the pertinent information will help you guide right through to the end in the completion of the project. So let's take a deeper dive into each stage of my project management system. Stage 1. Identify the spark. The first step in any project is to light the fuse. You need a strong emotional connection to your project. Having an emotional spark with your project will give you the momentum you need to get through all the inevitable challenges that will come up during your project. What positive emotion does this project give you? If you're working as a group, which positive emotions can your team agree upon? The smallest idea can grow into a masterpiece. Consider Beethoven's simple 4-note motif that became his classic Fifth Symphony. Boom, 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 boom. If there's no spark, the project is dead in the water. But when you have a spark, you're ready to go. Many corporate project management books I've read would call this stage identify the problem. I disagree. We want to engage our imagination. We want to get our momentum going. We want to get our energy up. Let's pursue a project like a composer would create a beautiful piece of music. Identifying your spark shifts your creativity into high gear. Identifying a problem feels like an energy-draining pursuit of mediocrity. Stage 2. Gather. In the gathering stage, you lay the groundwork for your project. Become a collector. Be open to anything that comes your way related to your subject. Inspiration may come quickly or sporadically. Have a system to capture thoughts, conversations, pictures, film, music, art, books, and articles that surface. Twyla Tharp, famous choreographer, described her process in her book, The Creative Habit. She basically grabs a cardboard box, slaps a label on it, and starts throwing in stuff related to her project in there. That's the gathering stage. Stage 3. Brainstorm. Brainstorming is the process of generating lots of ideas. Editing has no place here. Strive for quantity, not quality. Ask as many questions as you can related to your project. Your project will begin to have some focus. Examples of questions: why is this project important to me? Who is this product for? When do I need to have my first draft done? Who else has done something like this? What's unique about this project? What are the key challenges that could come up? How many pages will this book be? How many chapters? Do we want to have a theme for the party? How many modules will this training be? Stage 4. Structure. Here is where you make large-scale structured decisions and begin to visualize your project in its entirety. This is where you will write an outline for your project. You'll be choosing the form and parameters of your project here. Is there a logical thread throughout the work? Is there variation, contrast, a beginning, middle, and end? If you're working on a book, how many chapters will there be? And what are their titles? Stage 5, action. It's time to create. Whether you're writing, creating, or taking action on your plan, this is the stage where you will do the bulk of the work. Use centering to get you into the most efficient mindset and practice the mantra, I'm at my very best right now. Navigate between detailed and big picture work. Stage 6, refine. Well, this is the detail work. The refining stage is often skipped over, and it's a real shame. It's fulfilling when you can dig in and enjoy the process of making your project sparkle. Stephen King said it best while describing a well-written poem he admired. He said the inner workings of that poem were so tightly connected that one could almost hear its support cables hum. And that's how you should feel about your project, after you've refined the heck out of it and made it shine. Stage 7, celebrate. The project is complete. Time to celebrate your accomplishment. I thought it would be helpful for you to hear an example of how this project management system was applied. My example is a drum book that I wrote for kids. My book was titled Just What the Doctor Ordered, 52 Technical Studies for Snare Drum. Stage 1, identify the spark. This project really started organically for me. I was teaching a lot of drum lessons, and I found that most of the students had very similar challenges with their technique. So I thought of myself as like a doctor. I diagnosed my students' technical problems and came up with the perfect antidote: customized solos. I remember writing a solo called The Mad Scientist, and the kids loved it. They were really performing the music with feeling instead of just playing the notes on the page. So this caused me to think about the whole idea of mad scientists. And I thought it was kind of fun. I watched a lot of movies with mad scientists, and they were always kind of crazy and fun. I printed pictures of mad scientists and posted them up on my wall for inspiration. And this whole idea of mad scientists really inspired me. It made me think of boundless creativity, precision, and fun. I had my spark. Stage 2, gather. I collected dozens of pictures of mad scientists in laboratories. I watched mad scientist movies and imagined the bubbling sounds of simmering potions. Stage 2, gather. I collected all my pictures of mad scientists in laboratories and hung them up. I imagined the bubbling sounds of simmering potions. Had pictures of mad scientists wearing overcoats and maniacal expressions. I had a blast with it. Also, I started researching other drum books and created my own curriculum. Stage 3, brainstorm. Next, I began asking a lot of questions. What's the purpose of this book? Why am I interested in mad scientists? How can I inspire my students to practice? Should my book be broken up into multiple volumes? What are my resources? Who is this book really for, the teachers or the students? What are some exciting titles for these compositions that will capture the imagination of young drummers? Stage 4, structure. Next, I created the rules for my project. I made a huge poster and labeled it with columns like rhythm, skills, title, theme, and grade level. I started with themes that would appeal to my younger students. Titles like Grand Slam Homer and Swing for the Fence were part of my baseball theme for the little kids. A pirate theme followed with titles like Shiver Me Timbers and Treasure Chest. Older students had compositions with titles like Slippery Slugs, Attack of the Horrid Fungi, and Serenade for a Dung Beetle. Stage 5, action. At this point, I had everything I needed to start writing the compositions. You know what? I wrote 65 compositions in 4 days. I realized I was making the mistake of jumping into action mode right away before I developed this project management system. And because of that, I became frustrated and blamed writer's block. Now I know to lay the foundation beforehand. Stage 6, refine. It was time to get out the drumsticks and play through each solo over and over and over again and make revisions until they were all perfect. Stage 7, celebrate. I made copies of the book for my students and my past teachers, and I sent it away for publication so I could create an army of little drummer minions. Think back to the projects that you've completed successfully, projects that you were very proud of. You went through a lot of these different stages when you did those projects. Whether you knew it or not, you followed a process for achieving those projects. I invite you now to make a list of all the major projects that are on your plate right now. To help you with this, I posted a PDF about project management that has a checklist or a grid that you can put all of your current projects, and then what you do is you check which stage each one is in. You put a check mark on each stage and where each project is currently, and write the due date. This way, at one glance, you can see all the projects on your plate and where they are in the process of being completed. Projects cannot be completed in less than a week. I mean, you'll have to determine your own definition of what makes a project, what makes a small project or a large project. So, to wrap things up, I hope that you try out this project management system, list out all of your projects that are on your plate now, and follow the 7 stages of the Master Your Roles project management system. Step 1, identify the spark. 2, gathering. 3, brainstorming. 4, structure. 5, action. 6, refining. And 7, celebrate. You are meant to do great things, and we can give you the skills you need to do them. We offer workshops, seminars, and coaching. We'd love to work with your team to help you with work-life balance, time management, project management, leadership development, and prioritization. For more information, visit our website, masteryourroles.com. I'd love to hear how you apply these 7 stages of project management to your worthy projects. Thank you for listening.